appreciate that perspective.
All right, this year's election, dealing with a whole lot of emotional issues. And for many, the losses were tough, like Proposition 8.
Well, we have therapist Rebecca Roy in studio with tips on how to deal with that coming up.
All right, we've been talking about some tight, divisive contests in last night's historic election, but what if your proposition, like Proposition 8, or maybe your candidate, like John McCain, didn't win? Therapist Rebecca Roy talks about moving past this loss. And you know what? There's some chuckles around here, but honestly, it was really a tough, oh my gosh, 2 years for the presidential election, and of course Proposition 8 just in the last few weeks really heating up. So now how do we get past all this?
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is let go of any anger and resentment and realize that if you're holding on to it, it's a negative emotion. It's going to hurt you in the long run. So what's done is done, and you can't hold on to grudges. You just need to acknowledge that you're feeling that way, take positive action, and don't stay in that negative place, because you're only going to hurt yourself and your family, and it doesn't help the world at large. So the most important thing is it's okay to be angry, but take care of it, take charge of it, and move forward.
Yeah, so again, you're speaking in those general terms, but
Right.
are you talking about you got to sit down with your loved ones, I mean, and say, hey, look, your guy won.
Right. That's one way to do it, is say, you know what, maybe I engaged in a lot of blaming and shaming during this campaign. Maybe what I did wasn't positive with you. And how can we start to come to a place of tolerance and compassion? We may have done some damage to this relationship. So it's important to start to actually look at your own reactions and say, was I attributing anger or intolerance to the other person that I myself was actually feeling? Because we're real fond of placing the blame on other people because we don't want to look at our own feelings or our own responses. So acknowledge that to the other person and start to open a dialogue that can become from a more healing place.
But again, you say it is perfectly normal. You need to give yourself some permission to feel the pain.
Absolutely. And that will probably happen for a week or so, depending on the person and how they respond to losses.
Right, Rebecca Roy, thanks so much for, again, just helping us through, again, just been a really tough campaign.
Yeah, you know what, Rick Dickert, I'm going to take Rebecca Roy's advice, and I'm going to, after holding on to it for 10 years, forgive you for trying to make me roadkill in the parking garage 10 years ago. So I forgive you, and I'm